Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and today we're going to be talking about the NFL Divisional Round schedule. The NFL Divisional Round schedule has been set. Not the full schedule of all the matchups aren't announced yet. Like, when we don't know who the Eagles are going to play. The Eagles are going to play the winner of the Vikings Rams. But what we do know is when these teams will be playing, what time, and what channel. And let's get into them. On Saturday, so Saturday and Sunday is where we'll see these games. Saturday, it starts off on ESPN and ABC. We'll see the Houston Texans, my favorite team, face the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs trying to win the third title in a row, and that'll be on ESPN. I'm really happy about that for starters. As a Texans fan, I don't want to hear. Look, I'm not trying to start talking crap about the Chiefs or at all. I just don't want to hear Chris Collinsworth or Tony Romo just completely go crazy for Mahomes and the Chiefs the entire game. It happened. They do it, and it is what it is. Look, Troy Aikman and Joe Buck, they give Mahomes his flowers, sure. That's fine. He's a great player. Just they don't do it as much as Tony Romo or Chris Collinsworth, do. And so that's why and Joe Buck's a great announcer. So that's why I'm excited that the Texans game is going to be on ESPN and ABC. Now on Saturday, the second game will be Detroit and Washington, and that game will be on Fox. Super excited for that game. Really, really excited for that game. I think it's going to be a really good one. For starters, you got two teams that love going for it on fourth down, or at least with what the Commanders did in their first playoff game. Went for it on fourth down 5 or 6 times. The Lions, we know that's their identity. So, and two great offenses, two great quarterbacks. I mean, I'm not gonna say they're two bad defenses because they're not. But their defenses are, compared to their offenses, are not that strong. Like both their defenses are solid. That's the way I'll say about the Detroit's defense and Washington's defense. They're not bad and they're not great, and that's what I think can make this game such a good offensive game for both teams. All right, now let's move on to the next game, or the next day, which would be Sunday. And we have 2 games on Sunday. First game is at 2. It's on NBC. And it's the Eagles hosting either the Rams or the Vikings. And look, I want a part of me, I'll say my heart wants the Rams to win because I want the city of Los Angeles to get a playoff win for what they're dealing with right now. It's so terrible. So terrible what's going on in Los Angeles right now. And praying for them, it's so bad. But I love the Vikings. I love the story of Sam Darnold. What he has done this year is incredible. Love Justin Jefferson. Love Aaron Jones. Love some of the guys on their defense. As a Texans fan, there are a lot of former Texans on the defense, or on the team in general. And I love Kevin O'Connell, one of my favorite head coaches of the league. So I'm not going to root against the Rams tomorrow because if they win, I'll be fine with it because the city of Los Angeles deserves it. Imagine after what's going on there, 2 teams losing in the playoffs would be tough. I mean, the Chargers and the Rams. But I'd love to see the Vikings and Eagles play. I think Vikings and Eagles would be a great divisional round matchup. I'm hoping for Vikings and Eagles because I think the matchup would be great. I remember the Vikings-Eagles NFC Championship game. That's immediately what comes to my mind when I think of Vikings and Eagles is that NFC Championship game. I had high hopes for Case Keenum in that team, and it was Case Keenum versus Nick Foles, and obviously, we know what happened there. Nick Foles won, and they won the Super Bowl. But I'd just love to see another playoff game against those 2 teams. I think it would be such a great matchup. And to be fairly honest, I don't know if the Rams and Eagles would not. I don't think that would be a very good matchup. I mean, the Rams faced the Eagles with both Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua healthy and got killed at home against Philly. imagine what would happen on the road for LA. Like at home, they got killed by Philly. Saquon had a field day, so I think it'd be a great game with Philly and for Philly and Minnesota. We'll see what happens there, and then Sunday evening, not Sunday night. Sunday evening turn into night will be, I think, what everybody's most excited for. Bills Ravens on CBS. Jim Nantz and Tony Romo on the call. So that is the schedule for the divisional round. I'll finish it off with a little predictions. As a Texans fan, I think the Texans put up a fight. The Chiefs being favored by 8 is way too much, if you ask me. I think maybe I wouldn't be upset if it was 5 or 6. Like the Texans just killed a team in the Chargers that the Chiefs barely beat twice this year. For starters, with that. Also, the Texans just lost to Kansas City by 8 points, which is probably a reason why the Chiefs are favored by 8. But with the heart and soul of their defense being out in Azeez Al-Shaair. So, and what we saw what the Texans defense looked like this week when he's on the field. So, yeah, I don't know how the Chiefs are favored that big. I mean, I'd understand if it was in the area of 5 to 7 points, but 8 points. I'm going to say the Chiefs win because they're the Chiefs, and the Texans have offensive line problems, which I think will probably be the reason if the Texans lose will be because of that. But to be honest, I think the Chiefs, they win. But if you have a close game against the Texans, who are, yes, a good team, but I don't think they're an elite team, as a Texans fan saying that, I don't think things would go well against a Baltimore or a Buffalo. And the Baltimore-Buffalo, I don't even know how to predict that game. I would give the edge to Buffalo because they'd be at home, but it's like flip a coin. Flip a coin. It's so hard to predict between those two. In the NFC, I think, like I said, I think Washington, Detroit will be a shootout. But who wins? Give me Detroit, and then, well, first you have to predict who's going to win Minnesota and LA. Give me Minnesota. Sorry, LA. Praying for you guys, but I don't think things are going to get much better for you in the sports side of things. And then Vikings-Eagles. Vikings-Eagles would be a great game. Give me the Eagles. Yeah, but that would be a great matchup. Let me know your thoughts on the division round playoff schedule being set. We know the times, we know the dates, the channel. We know most of the matchups besides who the Eagles will be playing, whether it's the Vikings or the Rams. This video, hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out.